Hey guys, welcome back to Ingvid with me, Benjamin. Today's lesson, we are going to be looking at presenting to a group of colleagues a new idea that you or the company wants to implement. So although this is a business English lesson, I think a wider audience can enjoy this, native speakers too, because it looks at how to be persuasive and it looks at something called classical thinking, which is using reason. So I've got a problem, I find a solution, and I keep thinking until we've all got there and we have a happy conclusion. Okay, so being persuasive, talking to colleagues, and some really good phrases to use at work. So if you have what might be considered an unpopular idea, the first thing you need to do is to persuade the colleagues why you need to change. Okay? What's the burning reason for this? Now, our first one, we're trying to make them feel comfortable. If there's any resistance to the new idea, then you're saying, it's okay, I understand. Yeah? If they feel that you understand them, then they're more likely to be receptive to the idea. So a phrase like this: if you're anything like me, you're probably a bit concerned about starting to use a new software program or the office move to the different location, whatever it is. If you're anything like me, you're probably a bit concerned about, and then put what the change is. However, now we're saying why we think it's important. I really feel that we would be missing out on a huge opportunity if we didn't do this now. Because, and then you're putting your reason. Okay? So acknowledge the concerns and then put a big reason in. Next section is we're adding to the argument, layering it on. Yep, think about a cake. A wedding cake has different layers. Yeah, we're putting a big sort of reason cake together, so to speak. Not only are we going to benefit from, so let's imagine this situation. Let's say that we are moving an office from an out-of-town location into the city centre. So the colleagues might be concerned about commute times, for example, but we need to say why it would be great. Not only are we going to benefit from state-of-the-art offices, we'll also attract a wider range of experts who are able to visit our site. Also, do bear in mind that the company are going to help with travel expenses. Sounds like a dreamy company to work for, right? I think we can expect to see a move to the new location by the end of the year. Okay, so all of those reasons, whatever you're talking about, obviously have to be worked out in advance, so you can just go bang, 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 bang. Okay. Now, how to deal with any further resistance to the new idea. Again, acknowledge that they might be worried. Yeah. People take a long time to change. Generally, people don't like change. That said, it's important to remember all we've achieved here in this office. Yeah. Make it, they like where they are. So say, yeah, it's been really good here, but it's going to be even better over there. Say someone make some observation. Yeah, fair point. But we've got to put this into perspective. The office here, there are problems. Water's pouring through the ceiling. Yeah, there are rats. It's not a great place. Okay. Let's say that there's another objection. What could it be? Price of rent, reduced profits. Is that going to affect our salary? Well, yes, you could argue that, but I think at the end of the day, it comes down to what our priorities are. And we want to be seen as a state-of-the-art company with a very welcoming office suite for people to come in and visit us. Okay, so what are we doing here? Acknowledging concerns, listening to people, yeah? Because if you come across like you're not listening to people, then they're not going to like it. But then putting it back as to why the idea is good. Now we need to go on to really drive the message home. So a phrase like this. Now look, there's no question about it. Moving to the new offices by the end of the year is achievable. So all the phrases I'm using in this lesson are from spoken English. You wouldn't write, now look, there's no question about. Yeah, it's what we say when we're speaking. When we're speaking, there are more filler phrases. Yeah, when you write an email, it should be very to the point and no language in there that we don't strictly need. We're in a very strong position here. Yeah, make them feel good. Yeah, by such and such a date, we're going to have done this, have done this, have done this, and this. Yep. Make it seem possible and like it's a good thing. What we're asking them to do now is to commit to this idea. Yep. To get them all to sign on the dotted line, so to speak. I very much hope that you agree with me on this and that we can rally together. So a rally is like a march. It's a meeting. So we're all going to come together on this and we're going to be supportive and we're going to make it happen. Okay, that's the key phrase there. We're going to rally together. I don't think we can afford to miss out on this opportunity. So I'm asking you now to, and then we give them an action that you want them to do. Okay, so a negative consequence. If we missed out on this opportunity, it could just go and then we're going to be stuck in this office with the water coming through the ceiling. Okay, so to review, yeah, at the very beginning, you reassure them that you understand their needs. And then ever so slowly, you start going through the reasons why it would be a good idea, acknowledging any further concerns, but bringing it back to the project and the benefits of it, and making sure that by the end, we have their support. So over to you now. It's time to reinforce the learning by doing the quiz. If you're not a subscriber of mine at this precise moment, then press subscribe now. Share the love, send it out to someone you know who's also studying English. And if you need any other further help, honeyourenglish.com, and I provide Skype tuition for written English and speaking. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.